Now we'll solve the inequality of x power 3 plus 4x squared plus x minus 6 greater than 0 using the analytical method. So first we need to factorize this polynomial. So to do that, you can use a scientific calculator, okay, or you can try to find a factor or the root of this polynomial and then use, let's say, long division to find the remaining factors. Okay, so let's say if you are trying to go by trial and error, so let's say I could pick the value of let's say x equals to 1 in this case. So for this case, if you substitute x equals to 1 here, then you have 1 power 3 plus 4 times 1 square plus 1 minus 6. Okay, so 1 plus 4 plus 1, that is 6, minus 6, so that's 0. So in this case, x minus 1 is a factor of this polynomial. So we can, let's say, use long division, okay, to solve. So in this case, we divide by x minus 1. So we first substitute x squared. Okay, so that's x power 3 minus x squared. Okay, so 4x squared minus negative x squared, that is 5x squared, plus x. So we plus 5x here. So that is 5x squared minus 5x. Okay, so x minus negative 5x, that is 6x minus 6. Then we plus 6 here, so that is 6x minus 6, so we get 0. Okay, so that's long division. So from here we can further factorize this polynomial into x minus 1. Okay, so here let's say if I just draw it over, so we can factorize this into x minus 1 and x squared plus 5x plus 6 greater than 0. Okay, and x squared plus 5x plus 6, we can factorize this into x plus 2 times x plus 3. Okay, so 2x plus 3x, that is 5x. 2 times 3, that will be 6. Okay, so that's that is just to do a simple check there. So now we have these three factors. Okay, so when these three factors are multiplied, okay, the product will be greater than 0. So what is the solution, okay, for this? What is the solution set of x, okay, that satisfies this inequality? So what we're going to do is we are going to break it out into three parts. Okay, so the first part, for x minus 1 to be greater than 0, x has to be greater than 1. Okay, and then for x plus 2 to be greater than 0, or which means positive, x has to be greater than negative 2. And for x plus 3 to be greater than 0, x has to be greater than negative 3. From there, then we can draw the line number for all these three. So let's start. So in this case, I'll just draw a line over across, okay, and then I'll label the number in ascending order. So from negative 3, we have negative 3 here, we have negative 2, and then we have 1. Okay, and then I'll just draw these vertical lines here. Okay, so we'll start with the first one. So when x is greater than 1, okay, when x is greater than 1, then x minus 1 will be positive. Okay, otherwise if x is less than 1, then x minus 1 will be negative. Okay, and then next, for x plus 2, okay, so if x is greater than negative 2, then the factor x plus 2 will be positive. Okay, otherwise if it's less than negative 2, then the factor x plus 2 will be negative. And then for x plus 3, okay, if x is greater than negative 3, okay, if x is greater than negative 3, then x plus 3 will be positive. Okay, that will be positive, 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 and of course, otherwise it will be negative. So now we want to multiply these three factors. Okay, we want to multiply these three factors. And when we multiply these three factors, we will go region by region. Okay, so let's say if you take positive times positive times positive, then definitely the product will be positive. Okay, and then for this part, if you take a negative number times positive number times positive number, you will get a negative result. And here, if you take negative times negative, that's positive. And positive times positive, that will still be positive. Okay, and for the last region here, if you take negative times negative times negative, okay, that would be a negative, right? So this final output that I'm labeling down here, this is the result of multiplying these three factors. Okay, so what you see in the final row here represents the result if you take x minus 1 times x plus 2 times x plus 3. Okay, that is the outcome. So which part are we actually interested in, or what is the part that is required for this question? So for this question, they are saying when is the polynomial greater than 0. That means we only want the positive result. Okay, we only want the positive result in this case. Okay, which is between -3 and negative 2, and when x is greater than 1. So when you write down your answer, okay, you will write down in a solution in a set form. So in this case, for the first part, x will be between -3 and -2, all right? Or okay, x is greater than 1. Okay, so remember to write it in the set form. So that will be the solution set for this inequality. Now, of course, if the question is asking for when will the polynomial be negative, okay, less than 0. So if you are looking for the less than 0 part, let's say if the question turns out to be in this form, less than 0, then you will only take the negative part. In that case, your answer would be x has to be less than -3, or x will be between -2 and 1. Okay, so that will be the answer for, let's say, if you are asked to find the negative region. Okay, so it's just draw the line number, label out, okay, the positive and the negative side, and then in this case we multiply all three, okay, and then determine which part satisfies the inequality. If you are using your scientific calculator to find the roots, okay, then what you can do is let's say in your scientific calculator, you can press on menu and then search for equation or function. So just press equals to, okay, and then you're looking for polynomial number 2, and then let's say here the polynomial degree is 3 because it's cubic. Okay, so the coefficient of x power 3 here is 1 equals to, and then for x squared is 4. For x, it's 1x, okay, and the constant here is -6. So once you're done, press equals to. So one of the factor here is 1, okay. If you scroll down, then the other factor is -2, and if you scroll down again, the other factor is -3.